Not much, man. I still can't hear anything you're saying on my end, but pretty good. I'm guessing you're asking how things are going. Not too shabby. It's been a bit of a busy week, been a little bit hectic. Um, very challenging. I think the last couple of days have been a little bit rough. Uh, Not much right now. So we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, as you can see, folks. Been a little bit tough as far as getting the sound systems to work. I was struggling with mine a little bit earlier. I got a little bit luckier and realized that I had just plugged in the earphone to the wrong jack. I do that. Um, but Bill, he's having a rough time, man. This dude has the busiest schedule of anybody that I know because this dude works like 80-hour weeks. You wouldn't believe it, huh? Dude, you got to text it to me. I can't hear you. I'm checking you on. All right, try this again. All right, guys. Well, hey, while Bill's resetting, sorry about this. Hey, man, I'd say about every, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks we have this issue, but generally we try to keep that going. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself while we're waiting for Bill to get back here. My name is Johnny Dumbbell. I'm a personal trainer and life coach here in beautiful Pittsburgh. One of the things that I love about what I do here is that I'm able to actually tell you a little bit about what I do. I'm not here because I'm an expert on everything. I'm here because I am a professional screw up. Okay, I have made every mistake that a man my age could possibly make. So I'm here to share my successes, but also my failures with you. Mostly my failures with you. When it comes to common things that we men go through, when it comes to self-respect, self-confidence, self-improvement, dating, relationships, personal growth. By that I mean physical, mental, and spiritual, emotional, whatever you want to call it. Young men, disclaimer. Just want to let you know that if there is something you are thinking about doing, especially if it involves dating, romance, or anything like that, and it sounds stupid, reckless, foolishly expensive, or something that could potentially embarrass the crap out of you, please, in the comments, shoot us a message, but for the love of God, talk to us first. Because chances are what you're thinking of doing, one or both of us have tried, excuse me, and we have learned the hard way why you shouldn't do it. Um, so we're here to remind you all that if you are to mistake your way into simphood, remember, simps are not victims, they are volunteers. Bill, how we doing, brother?
Johnny, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Let's turn up the mic a little bit then. How's that?
I guess that's a little bit better. So what's good, fam? It only took us a few minutes to figure it out.
Hey, we're Generation X and we got technology to contend with,
Hey, I appreciate everybody sticking in with us. Johnny, it's Bumble night tonight. So what's up, fam? You think we're gonna find some lovely ladies for me to match with?
My goal is always three swipe right
Okay, so
and to
that's
not hear
it.
my own echo in your speakers.
We have goals. Okay, we have things for me to accomplish. But as much as I like to make my entire life about me, we don't do a show for me. We do a show for you men out there, for you young men who don't know what you're doing, for you old men who've been out of the dating game for decades in some cases, and for guys like my age that just need a refresher. Because come on, Johnny, how many times we run into guys our age that just need a little refresher course and to get put back on track?
Lately more often than not, but I always remind those guys, hey, look, age is nothing but a number. We're still your uncles, baby. And we're the screw up uncles that not only you can learn bad things by example, but you can learn what to avoid.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned that, Johnny. We're always on the same page. What to avoid. I've been talking about for a while what to avoid when on Bumble. And I got a great example. I'm going to show everybody some DMs tonight. Well, at least one of them, because I matched with a woman, I think, Tuesday night. And as men, we lead by example. So I want to show these young men how they should be responding to these women when they match with them. And one thing you'll notice, Johnny, is I didn't waste much time with this one. So bear with me. Give me a second. I'm going to pull up Bumble. And before we get started going through the profiles tonight, I'm going to show these young men how I get at these women online. Shout out to me.
Bill, I'm not sure if you can tell, but just so you know, on YouTube and in my headphones, I'm hearing my own echo here.
I don't hear an echo from you, John.
On YouTube, there is. I'm monitoring the actual thing, and I'm echoing.
Screen. Okay, I got almost there.
This one.
I know. I hate it when it goes infinite.
That's right. That's why I got the big screen over here.
All right, so we're going to look at this. I need you to tell me, Johnny, if you can see Luna. Luna, 31. I matched with Luna a little bit earlier this week. Now, July 8th. What's the date? July 10th. Okay, so she starts out, hello, handsome, and I hit her with an audio message. Should I play it for everybody, Johnny?
I think so. Now, just to be clear, this is more or less Bill's style, not so much mine, but this does seem to be efficient.
Okay, but I want everybody to notice here that I had 3 interactions. And, we always talk about set up the date by the 3rd message, don't we, Johnny? Well, we don't.
The reason we do that is because we don't want to be wasting our time with, chat conversations, text conversations that are going to last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it happens to be. And the thing of it is that a lot of these times those conversations fizzle out. I think a lot of the time it seems redundant to have a 2-hour phone or text conversation with somebody where you pretty much lay all your cards out on the table. And I don't just mean your whole hand. I mean all 52 cards in the deck. And, you wonder why you get the Joker. The thing of it is, you're putting out too much too soon, and this girl is already either saying to herself, okay, I've already learned everything about this guy, and I think he's a schmuck, or, my God, he's a teddy bear, he's too easy. I don't feel like I have to earn this commitment.
Well, if you look at her, I didn't turn it down, Johnny. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I couldn't hear you. So if you look at this profile, she doesn't put too much in here. I'm Luna. I love to sing and meet with people. She's 4'11". I like petite women. I like black women. I'll never forget the time I cried. I mean, women are very emotional. She gets way too excited about music. I mean, So, okay, I swipe on her, I match with her, I get this often. Now, on Bumble, women have to initiate contact. They changed it for a while, but I think they flipped it back. So she starts out saying, "Hello, handsome." And nephews, I'm telling you, 80% of women start out communication this way. Exact thing. Hello, handsome. I got 8 DMs right now we could go through, and I'm telling you, 5 or 6 of them are going to say, "Hello, handsome." So that starts out kind of boring, but hey, let me just see if it'll play this.
Hello yourself. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is William, and I'm thinking you, me, a drink? Let's make this happen.
What do you think, Johnny? How'd that go?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean that's definitely that's a pretty good opening line for something that does at least intrigue. I think that it's definitely something. It's either going to make her laugh with you or at you, but the point is she's laughing, and that's an uncontrollable reaction. You guys want to get those out of there. Why don't we want to get those out of there?
She said, "Your voice just made me melt, baby." And nephews, that was the first indicator that she was trying to finesse me. Now, I know she didn't, there's no ask here, there's nothing like that, but this woman started wasting my time. Let me play the next voice message for you. "Your voice just made me melt, baby." That's where we're at.
Well, Luna, I gotta tell you, I like what I see. And right now, you have my attention. So I just want to know, when we're going to get together for a drink?
Now, see, I think the most important part of that was the fact that you used her name. So now
Of
she knows you're not
course.
spamming her.
Of course, I got to use her name, Johnny. I got to make it personal. So I always use their name. Women like to hear their name. Women love it when you use their name. That's a cheat code, nephews. Always use a woman's name when communicating with her. Now, it says that can't possibly, 'cause I'm far away. So now I've got about 30 seconds of my time wrapped up in this. 14 seconds in the first one, 13 seconds in the other one, and already I'm getting resistance.
Bruh.
Resistance, Johnny. That can't possibly because I'm far away. What I should have heard from her is, when and where are we going to meet? So, and I check her on this and I says, that says Canton. I go to Louisville all the time. Now, nephew, for those of y'all that don't know, Louisville's a little suburb of Canton, Ohio, and I've been there quite often.
Louisville.
And whenever you take a woman out on a date, it should be to somewhere that you're familiar with, that you know. I have been to Louisville. I know a little coffee shop in Louisville that I could have had this woman meet me at. So, and I continue on here. If you aren't interested in meeting for some coffee or a drink, then I don't want to waste your time or mine. Blessings on your journey, boo. You see that, gentlemen? Nice and respectful. Because that's how we as men conduct ourselves. I communicated with her. I didn't pander for her attention. I didn't beg to meet up with her. I didn't start talking about how beautiful she was, although I did tell her I like what I see. Because, hey, I mean, I'm not lying. I do like what I see. I'm attracted to little petite black women. What can I say?
Well, yeah, and I mean, you're not laying all your cards out on the table saying, "Oh, I would do this, I would do that, and this and that to be with you." No, I mean, I like what I see. So far, that's all I'm giving you.
Yeah. So it didn't work out with Luna, and I'm telling you, it is her loss. But guess what, gentlemen? We're about to go through some profiles tonight.
And young men, the other thing you need to understand too is that we are not trying to tell you that when we do this, we have some sort of 100% success rate. We don't, okay? We'd be lying if we did. But we do have a 100% success rate of not wasting our time. And that's the very important point.
So I took less than a minute of my time, and I was able to decide that Luna is not the right woman for me. And it was that resistance about meeting me. And nephews, I got to tell you, I meet so many women that I can tell you, they don't give you resistance when they're into you. It is wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, whatever time you have available. That's the kind of energy you should be getting from a woman, or you are wasting your time with her. Now, look,
Yeah,
I know she might be attractive. You might be really into her. You might not have a lot of options available, but it is better to be by yourself than with a woman who is going to waste your time. I'm telling you, take it from your uncle here. There are better women out there. So, Johnny.
and I mean, yeah, exactly. And I mean, the thing of it is that we don't present some sort of illusion that we close every single deal. We don't. As a matter of fact, we even the great ones close at 10 or 12%. At least when they're actually doing the right things. But what you've got to remember is that this is not. We're not telling you how to walk into a room and have every girl chase you. That's not how that works. Unfortunately, it'd be great if it did. We are here to show you how to not waste your time and maximize the time that you have remaining to move forward and find something that is actually going to bring something to your life instead of take something away from it. A lot of us guys, we waste our lives up until the early mid 30s. I know I did with the wrong person because we're trying to fit this mold that not only seems pretty unrealistic from your perspective, but even if you do reach that point, those goalposts tend to move. What happens then? You spent months, years, some of us even decades of our lives with a person who wouldn't urinate on us if we were on fire.
Johnny, I got to tell you, some of the women that I have loved the most in my life are like my biggest ops now. It's so tragic. But that's for another show. We're not going to get into that tonight. But tonight, let's see what we got. Let me preview this profile real quick because we got to go through them. All right, we can show her, but I don't like it when they do this. All right, we got E44. No bio. I mean, come on, E. You couldn't tell me a little something about yourself, about why I would want to go have a drink with you? Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a common theme that we see on these ladies' profiles all the time. It's because a lot of them are just saying, "Hey, I'm pretty." Let's face it, you're on a dating site, you're desperate. We all know 80% of us are looking for the top 20% of you. So, swipe right, and if you're worthy, And so that's where I get turned off. If you're just going to put out your looks because you think that's all it takes, and I'm sorry, E, I'm seeing your photos. I would try harder. I would say at least put it. If you're not even going to put an effort into saying what benefit there would be to dating them, other than look at me, you're really not getting anywhere. There's really no point in even going forward with this profile. If it was me, no bio, average looking, nah, nothing jumps out at me.
Johnny, she didn't even take the time to fill anything out. She added a couple
on me, even if she were attractive.
She added a couple pictures from her camera roll. All right. Well, I can't, as a standard, swipe on this woman. So we're going to pass on this.
Yeah, sometimes you got to let them go.
Sometimes you got to let them go. Hey, when I love something, I love it for real, Johnny. And let me tell you, I love it enough to let it go. All right, let me preview the next one, homie. No, I can't show this one. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. So we're just going to pass on this one. It's got, hey, I can show this part of the profile. Hold on a second.
See what we got.
Her Gordon Ramsay.
No, really?
Yeah.
I like it. Cool.
So, but yeah, there's other things in the profile I can't show, so we're just going to have to pass.
I realized how huge his head was.
All right, hold on. I'll check out Margot real quick. All right,
That's got a
Johnny.
Mardi Gras head.
We got Margot here. 35. Johnny, there's no bio.
So she's about to hit the wall. Got nothing to say. But I mean, it's funny because when you look at the picture, you could tell 10 years ago she wouldn't have needed to say a thing. Now she's still attractive, but I would maybe add some substance to that style if I was her.
She didn't take the time to fill out her profile.
We didn't take the time to swipe right, did we?
Oh, we didn't. All right.
You don't have. Hey, listen. If you don't have 2 minutes to fill out a profile, we don't have 2 seconds to swipe right.
No, I really
Bill's
don't.
thumb. This is no joke. Bill's thumb is actually more accustomed to moving to the left than to the right. When he goes to the right, sometimes he pulls that little tiny muscle in between this little webbing here.
Hey,
Because we get so few.
you're not lying. I swipe left. Okay, here's the thing with Bumble, nephews. You, for free, the free version, you get a certain amount of swipe rights every day. But you get an unlimited amount of swipe lefts. So you could swipe left on these women all day long if you're picky like me. And
take
then
the hint, fellas.
there's, so there's a few I'll swipe on that I like. They'll swipe back on me. But I got to tell you, nephews, my profile was set up a certain way. When a woman meets me in person, she knows what I am when she meets me. Okay. My profile is also a reflection of that. When they come across my profile on Bumble, you know what it is when you meet me, girl. So, but that's how I move. I'm not saying that's how you move. In fact, I think most of you, I would say 90 to 95% of you, need to find one solid woman and settle down with her and be a good man to her. Because I know you guys hear all this stuff on the internet about having a roster, and you hear us talk about having a vetting process, but I'm telling you that most of you are not built to manage and mitigate multiple women's emotions simultaneously. You're just not built for it, dog. So don't try it. It's not for you. Stay in your lane, find you a good woman, and like Johnny says, when she earns it, be good to her. All right, let's see what else we got. We got Jamina. Hey, now, Johnny, I got to say, I do like little Latina girls, too. There's something about that little brown skin I like. I don't know. All right, it says, looking to connect with other people. I try to live an active lifestyle and prefer to dine in most nights. Okay. I can get behind that.
I like to think that means she cooks.
Yeah.
Bless that bitch.
I enjoy most activities varying from museums, theaters, sporting events, and hiking. My typical day off involves working out, reading, gardening, volunteering. I have 2 adult children.
Bless that bitch.
So
like
she
this.
advertised that she's a homebody, stays in. She's not that girl that goes out partying every night. She probably cooks because she stays in. She stays fit. Now, for guys like me and young men, for guys like you, this should be important. Now, I know I'll get a lot of backlash from the out-of-shape ladies out there. But what's going to end up happening is if you keep going for those types that don't do anything, that don't get out of the house, that stay on the couch, the thing is, even if you don't, even if you don't do that, exactly, DoorDash. She's got no work schedule, but she's too busy to go to the grocery store. Yeah, those are the ones, and that's why Bill tells you all the time, we don't date broke girls. We don't date those girls who don't have any ambition. If she has been sitting on that couch for 3-4 years, raising children as a stay-at-home mom, I'm going to put that in quotes because I can't say what it really is. But if you're dealing with that type that is inactive, that is not ambitious, and as a man, you got to be ambitious. You got to be looking to make something of yourself. And you have that kind of complacency in your own home, or at least in your own relationship, if you're not living together, you are not going to be able, there's going to be a time when one of you is going to conform to the other. And unfortunately, we humans by nature tend to conform down to our partners. especially when we see them taking an easier route. Now, you'll start off thinking about that as, oh, I can treat myself to a day off. Oh, I got vacation time, whatever else it is. That's all fine and good. You've earned that vacation time, and damn it, you should be able to use it when you want to. But the thing of it is, you need to look in the long term, and that is one thing that young men, myself included when I was a young man, we don't think far enough into the future. We don't even think, a few weeks into the future as to what kind of problems this sort of thing could bring. Complacency is kryptonite to an ambitious man, whether it's your complacency or hers. So that's why I like this girl's profile. It says she gets out there, she moves around, she does her thing, and she wants to look good, feel good, and be better because she knows that a healthy woman will also encourage a healthy man if they have a healthy relationship. I would say swipe right on this.
Johnny, that's just from the bio. We ain't even looked through the profile. You're saying swipe right?
I mean, she's got ambition. She's got something to say. And look, she might be a total dud. Don't get me wrong. You might have a conversation with her, and she might give you the two-word answer. So, gentlemen, this is not a destination. This is, we made it to the first rest stop on our long journey with this girl, or whatever journey, however long or short it might be. We just reached that first stop. So she got her foot in the door with the bio. Now, yes, I like the bio. Yes, I like what I saw in the bio. But remember, that conversation, she could end up having the actual conversational personality of a soggy asparagus. And if that's the case, great. You move on. You don't worry about it. I don't care how good her profile or her picture looks. Again, 3-4 messages in, you should be arranging to meet or wishing her luck.
Okay, so we've done this long enough, Johnny. We've been doing this show for probably about a year now, huh? You know the things that I like in profiles. You know what I look for. You know I'm into women who are into cooking.
Bless that bitch.
You know I like women who work out.
Bless that bitch.
You know I am into the ladies who live a healthy lifestyle. And we're going to hit Boss Mac one more time.
Bless that bitch.
So I like what I see here. She's active. I'm active. I'll tell you right now, and I went down here just a little bit. It says, if I cooked you dinner, it would be your favorite meal. And you know what? That's exactly what I want to hear. That's exactly what I want. So I'm feeling this chick already.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely it's definitely worth a look.
All right, instead of drinks, let's keep it simple at first. Talk over a coffee or go for a walk in a public park.
Bless that bitch.
Johnny, what do we always tell these young men they should be doing?
Arranging to meet and making sure that you are doing things that are conducive to stimulating conversation.
Well, I'm talking about coffee, the duck pond, walk in a public park. So I'll know we vibe on a date if we both feel comfortable. Oh, look at her riding around a little skid steer here, a little bobcat. All right, Johnny, I'm swiping on this one, man.
Bless that bitch.
That's one. All right, let me preview Natalie real quick here. Give me just a second.
All right, Natalie, she's in Times Square. I like New York.
Okay. Let's see what we got here, Johnny. Can you see Natalie?
I do.
All right, it says Natalie 38. So what do you think, Johnny? You think she's the one on the left or the one on the right?
I'm going to say right.
You gonna say the one on the right? About Natalie, Midwest raised, California dreaming, attracted to positive energy, consistency, confidence, and just being a nice human. She just described me. Johnny, I think that I am the man of her dreams, and she just hasn't met me yet.
Bless that bitch.
Of her dreams or her California dreams?
Well, she's attracted to positive energy, consistency, confidence, and being a nice human. She just described me.
All right.
All right.
That's great.
I'm
Let's make sure it's not capped, though.
I'm known for my cooking skills, looking for my sous chef. And then we have my favorite quality in a person is a sense of humor. And it's got her outside of one of those Doctor Who booths in London.
That's what I'm going to call this. That one.
What's that?
I'm going to start calling those Doctor Who booths now.
Okay, well, she says, one thing I'd love to know about you is your DoorDash history. Bro, I've never DoorDashed anything. Like seriously, I don't have the app. I've never I don't want to eat most of that stuff to begin with. Like I just don't understand you, most of you humans.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, so DoorDash history, sense of humor, cooking skills. I really am on the fence about this one. She didn't take a lot of time to fill out the profile. But it looks like she's been at some really nice places.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely she's well traveled.
Well traveled, that's what I'm looking for. Says she lives in Redondo Beach. So she must have moved out to Cali. Wonder if she's only in town for some time. All right. I'm going to pass on this one, Johnny. I was almost there, but let me check out the next profile. Oh, it looks like I lost Johnny. That's all right, chat. I'll keep going without him. He'll come back or he won't. He'll be back. All right, let me check out this next profile real quick. Basically, what we're looking for is I'm sure they're not showing pictures of kids because YouTube and probably Facebook too, with their community guidelines, do not like it when you show children, understandably. All right, I'm trying to give Johnny a second to jump back in. There he is.
All right. Trying to get rid of that echo. Thought maybe if we could. Nope, they're still there.
Man, Johnny, I don't know what you're talking about. I know you have a lot of DJ experience, and you
Well,
know...
it's coming through on mine, and it's coming through on YouTube. I don't care about mine, but it's coming through on YouTube badly.
Is my volume too high?
Yours is perfect.
All right.
But I have the same settings I always have.
All right, here we go, Johnny. Next profile.
Nope.
Christy.
All right.
Okay. 30. Recovering overthinker. I will probably like you if you're kind to me.
There is no such thing as a recovering overthinker.
Will probably like you if you're kind to me. That says I am easily finessed, fooled, and I'm naive.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, it says she's a Buddhist.
Yeah,
she rarely
everybody thinks
drinks. Oh no, she's kind of cute, Johnny. I disagree when people say, somebody told me that I reminded them of a kindergarten teacher once, so I got my nose pierced because I'm edgy and tough.
That's cute. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen librarians with nose rings, so I would imagine kindergarten teachers probably have them too.
Bro, I've seen tatted up kindergarten teachers. All right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. She's very easily influenced by other people, and I don't like that. She got a nose piercing because somebody told her they reminded her of a kindergarten teacher. I mean, if you want your nose pierced, get a nose piercing. Get 2 nose piercings. I don't care. but do it because you want to do it. Don't do it because somebody else influences you to do it.
Yeah, see that. I mean, that does definitely speak to her claim to being an overthinker. I think she heard somebody say it.
I wonder if she got her lips done. Women like that put lip filler in their lips. I thought woman who has her lips tattooed, bro.
Yeah.
All right. I'm a real nerd about I collect encyclopedias and dictionaries and reference books.
It's,
Redundant. I mean,
yeah.
look, okay. You remember how they used to go around and sell these things every year, Encyclopedia Britannica, and these books are all digital. You can have it's pretty much Wikipedia.
Sure.
But hey, she's into whatever she's into, and I'm not going to knock her for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's probably collecting. I mean, if it was me, I'd be collecting the actual paperback, or I'm sorry, the paper encyclopedias, just to be like, hey, I got them. That's me. I'm a collector, though.
Don't get mad if I avoid eye contact. I'm shy and I get nervous. Bruh. This is like all women, okay? A lot of women, not all women, but a lot.
The ones under 35 that aren't used to personal in-person communication, yeah.
That's, yes, yeah. Avoid eye contact. They're shy. They get nervous. They have a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the crazy thing. I remember when I was working in the wireless industry, and I was working in a retail store at one time, and I was activating this lady's phone. And I said, okay, real quick, I'm gonna have the customer service person talk to you real quick. And she's like, oh my God, can't you talk to him? Oh my God, I get so much anxiety about talking to somebody on the phone. I'm like, you do know that this is a phone that we're activating, right? I mean, it's purely made for talking, and the texting and internet stuff's supposed to be fringe stuff. And then that's the way it was at first. But it got to that point where we've gotten so used to hiding behind a text message. We got so used to hiding behind Snapchat, Messenger, Bumble, And so here's this girl shopping online for a guy that hopefully won't have a problem with the fact that she can't look him in the face when they talk.
All right, so I'm looking over the profile as a whole. I mean, I would ask her probably to go have some coffee with me.
Sure.
I don't know. I like women in their early 30s. She's 30 years old.
Well, sure, and I mean, and that's fantastic, but
she's a little thicker there. But look, she's at the gym.
Great.
So
I see a lot of shallow women at the gym who can't talk to you face to face.
Hey,
and not just because you're looking
Johnny,
elsewhere.
Look, I don't really, bro. I attract things. I attract women. I don't always attract good women. Sometimes I attract bad women too.
Yeah.
But I know when a woman likes me and when a woman wants me to approach her and talk to her. Okay, they hold your gaze like a second longer than they should, or 2 seconds longer in some cases. I run into women at the gym that I want to mac on, that I'm into, that I find attractive, that are living the kind of lifestyle that I like. But it's socially unacceptable for me to go talk to these women there. So,
well, it's social media unacceptable to do so. Remember, you can end up a meme.
Well, here's the thing. We had an episode about 6 months ago, and TK, shout out to TK, gave everybody some real good game when it came to gym macking. He said the only acceptable time to do this is if y'all are both leaving the gym at the same time.
And that gives, and yeah, I mean, that definitely makes it feel less like you're talking to somebody for 3 minutes between sets.
Yeah. So that would be the point where I would offer my number to a woman who I know has been looking at me while I'm working out. But That's not why we're here tonight, Johnny. So let me check out the next profile. Oh, well, you know what? I really haven't made up my mind about this one. That's right. What do you think, Johnny? Should I swipe on this one or should I pass on her?
You know what? I got to tell you, I'm not really buying it with her. I'm not sure what it is. I really just I'm glad she hits the gym. I'm glad that she actually showed us one out of what 4 or 5 pictures that actually shows how she's built. And look, I'm sorry, it sounds shallow, but that's important.
I don't mind
But
when they're thick as zoo glass, Johnny. I'm telling you, I
I don't
really
care about
don't.
that either. I don't care about that either. What I'm trying to say though is I want to make sure that she has the confidence to show that. I don't need to see nudity, skin tight stuff. I mean, we don't want to see that here. But what
Okay,
we do want to see is I'd like to see how she's shaped. I'd like to see what she looks. I don't know. Maybe
all
I
right,
don't know. Maybe I am on
all
the
right,
fence on this one.
all right, me too. But here's the thing: I don't like it when women show off their ass sets in photos.
He had the
Okay,
hiccups, folks.
yeah. Like this, cool. I can see the shape of her. I can see that hair. It's kind of sexy. I like the black. That's cute.
Yeah.
But I don't like it when they start showing that off in photo to try to get attention, and I guess you could say I really don't like it when women dress like they need attention, like they're looking for validation. That's kind of a turnoff to me.
Well, and the thing of it is, if they continue going down that path, they get to be the 35, 40, 45, our age. And I think when they start to notice is when they start posting these thirst traps, they're still getting male attention. Only now, when they look at the photos of the guys that are giving them the attention, these guys are not the 23, 25-year-old frat boys that they're used to seeing in their comments. Now, these guys are the ones that you wouldn't leave your kid alone with for an hour.
I'm
Yeah, I mean, and the thing of it is that a lot of these ladies will still pretend like that's still good attention. It's like, okay, cool. The guy who hasn't had a girlfriend in 17 years thinks you're hot. Great. Tell
Hey,
me
we
more
talk
about your
about this.
ambition.
Hey, Johnny, I see this all the time in real life with my own eyes. Women get their pick of the dudes they don't want.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm gonna swipe on her. I'm gonna swipe on her, Johnny. I kind of find her attractive.
I mean,
She goes to the gym.
I
I
think
could
it's worth
work
a
with that.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I would like to engage her in some conversation and see if she's shallow or, So we're gonna swipe on her. All right, I'll preview the next one. And chat, any of you watching, feel free to put your 2 cents in. I'd love to know if you like them, if you don't like them, if you think I should swipe left, if you think I should swipe right. Put us on. Let us know.
Yeah.
All right, I can show this next one. Let's run this one. All right, Johnny. We got Cursed, 33. Animal
Yeah,
lover,
we did.
frequent traveler, avid reader,
Oh,
sushi
that
and
hurt.
tacos. Beat me in a game of Connect 4, and the first round is on me.
Bless that bitch.
I don't have to make a twister.
I like women who read and travel. They show compassion to, cats or dogs. I like that. I'm not really into sushi. I'm not eating that.
I am into
Tacos,
sushi, but I'm still not eating that
tacos. Beat
or
me in a
that.
game of Connect 4, and the first round is on me. Now, Johnny, I have to tell you, I love it when I go have a drink with a woman and she pays for the drink. I love that. So I would beat her in Connect 4, but that's not why she would pay for the drink.
No.
All right, it says, hopefully you're also really into traveling. The quickest way to my heart is if you are good with animals.
Oh man, she had her eyebrows amputated. That's terrible. I feel bad for her. I'm going to donate to her. Oh, wait,
All
this
right,
isn't
says
GoFundMe,
she's
is it?
happiest with family and friends. All right. I'm just not. I'm good.
That was a good laugh track. I like that.
We're gonna pass on this.
Yeah.
One. All right. Next up, we got Tay.
She got a trailer hitch, though.
Let me check out Tay real quick, bro. You wild tonight, Johnny.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was a nose ring.
All right. You know what? I used to not really like women with nose rings, but I gotta tell you, I kind of dig it now.
I mean, I like the ones out here. The bull ring in the middle. I'm sorry. I
You
just
don't like
feel
the
like if she
septum
gets
piercing?
bad, I feel like if she gets bad, she's gonna start doing that.
No, bro. And sometimes they wear a real,
Or maybe it's just her.
Wear a real small one in there. They could flip up if they need to.
Yeah, but why have to flip anything up?
Man, I don't ask why, Johnny. The why with women doesn't matter to me. I don't care why she does what she does. It's none of my concern. That's none of my business. Really, you want me to be honest with you? When it comes to a woman, especially a woman I just met, I'm just talking to, I'm just starting to vet, the only thing that I care about is the time that she agrees to spend with me. That's it. You do you, boo. I'll fit into your life. I'll get in where I fit in. Believe me, you'll make me a priority when I give you a reason to. So,
Right, I'm just saying we had to swipe left on her because, your looks get you in the door, and she did not get in the door.
All right, so we got Tay. She's 35. I'm really, and there's no bio here, and you know how I feel about that.
Oh, Tay, you know better.
She drinks frequently, so that's a little.
It
I'll have her
doesn't
meet
post
me at a
bios
bar.
frequently. She doesn't
like
type
to-
frequently.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I don't have a lot of time to unwind. I really don't. I have a lot of responsibilities. I work a lot. Johnny and I are building a platform, trying to help out these young men do better with their lives.
Yep. Or at least better than we did.
The limited time that I do even have today, I want to spend that time doing things that I like and that I enjoy, because I need to find a woman that's compatible with that.
Yep.
One of the things I like to do is go to a bar and have a drink every now and then. Now, you got to keep in mind, I don't have a chance to do it a lot. I still have the same bottle of whiskey I bought the first weekend in May, like May 2nd or something. Still have it.
Hey, that's my
I'm
birthday.
halfway full. I don't have a lot of time to drink, but it's something I do enjoy doing. So I want to go out on a date with somebody who also wants to go get a drink. Now, it says here that she's really proud of getting a degree while working full-time and being a full-time mom. Now, we see this all the time. Women want to stand on really their accomplishments instead of who they are as a woman.
I have to ask this, though. In this photo, how many leopards had to die for that outfit?
What is up with you and the leopard skin cheetah print
Dude,
stuff?
it's just overdone. Everybody does it.
I don't mind it. Like I
It's
told
just
you,
cliche.
the why doesn't matter. The why she wears that doesn't matter to me.
I don't. It's like I don't care about why either. I care that she's probably the 7th woman I've seen today wearing something with leopard print.
Hey, I like her little braids and stuff.
And I haven't
know,
gone that
she's
many
cute.
places.
I went out with this black girl about 2 weeks ago, and I get in her car and she pulled
No.
she pulled out a blick and a zip, and I was just like, oh my God, I swear to God. Like I was so immediately turned on by this woman. Hey, come on, we can go thug it out together, boo.
Look, I'm not saying the leopard print's a deal breaker. I'm just saying you're not. If you think you're showing originality, you're doing the opposite.
My most important boundary is my space when I'm upset. Johnny, how often do we talk about sometimes you just got to leave women with their emotions? So
Yeah,
she's upset. She needs space. I'm not going to be pressing her.
Well, and see, that's the thing. She's either saying that because she's preemptively letting you know that she is some sort of a head case that you might have to deal with that every once in a while, or she's preemptively letting you know, hey, there's times I need to be alone because there's times that I want to do things that you don't need to know about. So there's
Which is
that could go either
fine
way.
too.
But and again, that's why we have our vetting process.
Because it's those kind of behaviors that women will weed out themselves when they're into you. I'm
Yep.
telling you, I see this time and time again. Nephews, you do not have to tell a woman to stop talking to other men. She will do that on her own accord for you.
And not only
Telling
that,
you.
but the minute you do ask her to do that, I promise you that she will lose that at least a little, but probably a good deal of respect for you.
Yeah, because you're coming across as insecure.
Yeah. Now, the thing of it is, if you feel like she's talking to too many women for you to want to commit to, that's all fine and good. But instead of asking her to stop, you vet her out because she doesn't fit your program if that is part of your program. It's part of mine. And if I see a girl who feels like she needs male attention every day, other than mine, hey, go for it. Like Bill says, do you, boo? But I'm not going to be your boyfriend. I'll call you every couple weeks to see if you want to hang out. We'll go have some fun. We'll go have some. But hey, look, if you need attention from multiple men, do your thing. I like attention from multiple women if that's the case. No big deal. You should be talking to you should be if you're in DMs on Bumble, you should be talking to a couple of different girls because chances are you're going to vet all but one or two of them out anyway, and chances are you're going to go through a lot of batches where you won't find one that you like anyway, even if you found a bunch of swipe rights. Remember when we tell you guys, when Bill swipes right on a profile, that is only step 1 on a journey, okay? That could very well end with step 2, which is called the conversation. And if that goes well, it could still end at step 3, which is called the first meeting, the first date, the first walk in the park, and the first, pair of drinks you have together. But the thing of it is that this is why we have that vetting process. This is a preliminary round, right? The conversation is the quarterfinal. The first date is the semifinal. Finding out how she performs and treats you is the final. And even then, all that means is you can begin your journey. You can pull out that driveway, so to speak. It doesn't mean you arrived and found the one.
All right, Johnny, give me just a second here. Let me preview this next profile. All right. Let's see what we got here. This is Rachel 41. Licensed massage therapist.
All right.
Bless that bit.
Bro.
Even if it doesn't end well, you still get a happy ending.
Okay.
There was no way I wasn't going to say that.
I'm an
I'm way
outgoing
too
and
much of a
friendly
smartass.
person. I like meeting new people and socializing. I love animals, and my 13-year-old son is my heart. I love the outdoors, and summer is my favorite. Looking for someone mature, responsible, honest, and caring. Says she works out almost never. She drinks frequently.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what, though? Look, here's the thing. As a man, I should have so much influence over my woman that if I want her to go to the gym with me, guess what? She's putting on workout clothes and coming with me because that's what I want to do. And that woman is so into me. She just wants to spend time with me. And it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
what we
I
do.
think she's putting that out there to try to avoid that active guy from coming across and trying to get her to be active. That's, I think, how that to me, that's how it comes across as that is how anti-activity she is. Couple that with I can't really see it too well, but yeah, a company that there it is. Accompany that with well, I don't want to say the type of selfies because it's pretty much the same as everybody else's, but you're basically saying to me, I don't like to move around. I don't like to be fit. I don't like to be active. So if I gain weight during our relationship, hey, that's why I told you I wasn't active. And by the way, here's a shot of me only from the chest up.
Okay. Well,
Now she might be fit, decently. I don't know, but I mean,
says, I show I care by giving gifts and touch.
Bless that bitch.
We'll see if she'll order me a hoodie from Boss Mac Streetwear. I need to stop. All right.
We've got this Amazon wish list that we'd really like you to take a look at, my dear.
You know, I should put, I don't have an Amazon. Look,
I do. You use mine.
I don't. Look. Nah, let's keep going. I don't want to get off track here. I don't mess with Amazon. I don't.
Amazon is not paying us to advertise for them, so the hell with it.
All right. It says, if I cooked you dinner, it would be amazing.
Bless that bitch.
All right. Well, I'll be the judge of that, but
You know,
yeah.
hey, you know, I like it when they cook. You know, I also like the little blondes. She never shuts up about antiques.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd ever shut up about them, but I like antiques.
I don't even know what an antique is, bro. What is an antique?
Unfortunately, these days it's us.
Huh?
I'm kidding. I think it's something that you can actually verify the time period it was made and, you know, the brand and all that other stuff. Like, there's a whole process you got to go through to, like, certify something.
All right. So what do you think about the profile overall? I'm on the fence about it. I'm thinking about swiping on her.
She definitely photographs very well.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned with the whole I don't like to be active thing.
Well, it doesn't say I don't like to be active. It says that she's almost never active down here.
That's bad enough.
Well, but if it's truthful, she's being honest.
Well, sure, and hey, look, that's great. But here's the thing: if I confess to committing a crime and said, "Oh, but you don't have to arrest me because I was honest,"
Allegedly committing a crime.
Well, no, I mean, if I truly did and I came out and said I did it, but don't arrest me though, because hey, I was honest. I mean, yeah, I'm glad she was, but I think that there's going to be a great inactive guy out there for her who's going to love to eat her cooking because he doesn't hit the gym anyway. So I think that's what she should look for, and I'm sure that guy's out there looking for her.
Bro, I'll have her cook me keto meals every day. It'll be steak and fried eggs and avocados. I'm swiping on her. I think
after the
she's
show,
kinda
you and
cute.
I are going to
wanna
have
a conversation with her.
Bill, you and I are going to have a discussion after the show about exactly what is wrong with everything about the keto. But anyway, we'll talk about it.
Johnny, you know what? You say that. Okay,
I know.
and I believe you. I really do. But the diet that I've been working on has been working so well for me. I've been fasting 20 hours a day. Okay? And I'm telling you, I look great, man. My muscles are popping. I've been doing semen retention.
I'll also tell you why that is.
Why? All right.
No,
we
I mean
can talk
later.
about it.
We don't
can
want to get
talk
into
about
that
it
now.
off camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let me preview the next profile. We'll do one or two more tonight. We've been going for about an hour, I think.
Yeah, we're approaching it.
All right. I don't like this profile, and I'll tell you why. All right, check this out. Can you see Mags here, 35?
I do.
You see how low resolution this picture is?
Yeah, that does kind of scream. I took this years ago, and I even used the filter on that. And
No, bro, this is a screenshot of somebody's another kind of
I
profile.
didn't think of that.
Facebook photos, IG. So we got Mags 35 with a very low resolution screenshotted photo of herself.
Yeah, kind of sketchy cropping on that too. Yeah.
Day, workaholic, night, bookworm drummer, always plotting my next adventure, hunting or chasing sunsets. I'm looking for a man of God who desires to build a Christ-centered family and raise children in faith. Someone kind, driven, family-oriented, and fun enough to keep up with my spontaneous energy.
I'm going to go ahead and say she's either trying to get you to join a cult or you're going to live the life of a monk until the night you marry her.
Yeah, I'm getting some cult vibes myself. And then again...
Now, gentlemen, and Bill, I want you to break down for the young men, and I'll help you out here on this one, is we saw red flags here, but as a young man, I probably wouldn't have. especially since online dating was still in its infancy back then. Number one, but number two, I mean, in the years that we've seen it since, there are things now. And listen, my apologies to this girl if this is a real profile, but there are a few things, not a lot of things necessarily, but a few things that kind of say to us, "Whoa, hang on, observe a couple things first." Young men, here's a couple things you want to look out for. Bill.
Okay. Well, what I don't like we mentioned these low resolution photos that look like they're screenshotted. All of them look like this. Number two, she's throwing the most high in the conversation. She's leading with God and Christ. And I personally don't have much of a problem with that, but each and every one of us are slightly different.
Sure.
We all have a little slightly different religious beliefs. Mine is going to be different than everyone else's. So just because she wants a man of God and because I consider myself a man of God doesn't mean that we're compatible, because my standards and principles for that are probably not going to be the same as hers.
Right.
I'm just getting off track. I don't like that. Okay. You know what else I don't like? Workaholic. Where's she got time to cook for me at? What about helping me out with the things that I need? She gonna work
See, that's
too
just
much.
it. She thinks that we care about ambition and her culinary skills, and so she's putting that out there as some way to attract us. But at the same time, like Bill just said, if you're always working, how is it that you love to cook? You're never home.
All right. Bookworm drummer, always plotting my next adventure, hunting or chasing sunsets. This spontaneous energy, that's code for chaos.
Yes,
gentlemen.
And see, this
she
is exactly
have
it. Yep.
structure in her life. It is full of chaos. She goes whichever way the wind takes her and wings it. So
Yeah, I mean, free spirit, when you see that, should be nothing less than a yellow flag, but it is kind of a red flag. Free spirit, it could be anything from I travel alone and have a different guy in every city that I go to, or it could be, hey, I want to just experience new things, fly by the seat of my pants, and if that means I stand you up a couple of times, well, I mean, it can mean a variety of things. Those are just a couple examples. But I mean, this is kind of one of those situations where, you hear free spirit and that sounds like fun. So you think, oh, this girl's a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, she's a lot of fun, especially when you find out how free that spirit is. And it could be that she's just throwing another buzzword out there to try to attract guys. And if that's the case, I think that's a misguided decision on her part, because here's the thing. I've noticed that women seem to like a challenge in the dating world way more than we guys do. And so they project that feeling of, oh, well, maybe guys like a challenge. No, we don't really like a challenge. We kind of like to have you straightforward like we are. We kind of like to know where your head's at and when the head is. We want to know like what you're, we like predictable. You are bored by predictable. We are relieved by predictable, because unpredictable means either A, our younger selves are going to be chasing you around trying to figure out what's going on, babe. And the older ones of us are going to be vetting you out before you even had the chance to show us how free a spirit you are, because we already know what that means.
Okay, it says here, I'll know we vibe on a date if I'm looking for something serious and meaningful. Please do not swipe right unless you are on the same page. It takes a special man to win my heart. Bro, did her dad
I'm sorry, I fell asleep there.
Profile for her?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I fell asleep right in the middle of all the cliche sayings there.
Check this out. See this photo right here? Her with a couple other Asian men. She didn't even make this profile, dude. I think her dad did.
Either that or, I mean, this one still kind of screams fishing to me.
All right, but if you think about like how her dad, like think about this profile. If a dad was writing a profile for his daughter, okay, day, workaholic, night, bookworm /drummer. Always Plotting my next adventure, hunting or chasing sunsets. I'm looking for a man of God who desires to build a Christ-centered family and raise children in faith. Bro, she's 35. She should have had kids already.
Yeah.
Someone kind, driven, family-oriented, and fun enough to keep up with my spontaneous energy.
Now, see, another thing this might be reaching out to some of you very nice yet naive men. Oh, she's a Christian. Well, she certainly won't lie to me and take advantage of me. So, yeah, I can feel comfortable talking to her, telling her everything, sending her a couple bucks here and there. I mean, she's a Christian. It's okay. And so, these are things you want to kind of look out for. And I mean, you can maybe figure that out in the first conversation. But in this case, if it's me, I wouldn't even let it get that far. I would say let's just swipe left and, definitely wish her Christian blessings on her Christian journey. But yeah, I think either her dad or a guy who's trying to get your money wrote this.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to pass on this one, not waste any more time with it. And Denise here will be our last profile for the evening, Johnny.
Let's make or break here. We only got 2, right?
Actually, I think I swiped on 3 tonight.
Did we swipe on 3?
Oh, man.
All right, well.
Honestly. Okay, we got Denise. She's 41. Heart of Gold. Uh-oh, Johnny. Heart of Gold. No kids, never married.
She especially thinks so.
No kids, never married, no baggage, ready for marriage, love to travel, loyal. Also, don't promise me the world if you can't deliver it. Ooh.
Bruh.
Bill.
Are you guys out there
listen, I'm gonna go ahead and excuse myself and run to my bathroom and take a shower and wash the desperation that she just projected all over us with that bio.
Okay, that's not what I'm getting at all. You're getting desperation?
Heart of gold. No kids, never married. Ready for marriage.
Okay.
Love to travel.
Okay, no kids, never married. We see that often.
Yeah.
No baggage. That means she doesn't have an ex-husband either. Ready for marriage means she wants to settle down. She's 41. That's right on point. Love to travel. Do you know how many women in their 40s just want to go see the world? Loyal, but I don't need her to tell me she's loyal. I can ascertain that for myself. But it's this part that sticks out at me. Don't promise me the world if you can't deliver it. That screams
to me. Just got out of a relationship with a bad breakup, and I'm really hoping that it doesn't happen again because I'm 41 and this might be my last shot.
Right, which means she just got out of a relationship. She might be down to go to Pound Town. But aside from that, don't promise me the world if you can't deliver it means that she has had men make promises to her that they couldn't stand on, that they couldn't follow through with, probably based on either her looks or her needs, or her needs because of her looks, however you want to put it. And then they can't come through. So how many times have we seen guys say and do anything to get the woman in bed, but then not be able to follow through once they smash her? All right. What makes a relationship great is your words match your actions.
Bless that bitch.
Hey, always. My words always match my actions. In fact, I'll put her on the game. My thoughts match my words match my actions. And I think, I don't know, Johnny. I don't know, Johnny. I'm on the fence here. I feel like she didn't put a lot into her profile, and I don't like that, but she did fill out some of it. Did I lose Johnny again?
There we are.
There you are. I got to add you to the stage. We got to fix that because it wasn't like that before my computer started resetting all the time. You would just be able to
that was my fault. I swiped my finger down the phone and it refreshed the screen.
All right. Well, at any rate, I'm on the fence about this one, bro. This is our last profile for the night. I find her attractive. I think I'd like to have another conversation or another. I think I'd like to have a conversation with her. I mean, I know a hotel room when I see one. Your words match your actions. I don't know, Johnny. What do you think?
Uh, well, let's see here. I think it's remarkable that a woman who is 41 has a heart of gold, is ready for marriage, and is absolutely ripe for the picking, is having such a hard time finding a man that she had to jump on Bumble. Man, this poor girl must have been through the ringer. Look how hard it must be for a woman who looks like her to find a guy to go out with on a date. So here's the thing. When you go fishing, the fish never wonder, why is there a worm just dangling about in the middle of the water, not on the bottom, not on the surface, just hanging there for me to eat? Ah, who cares? I'm going to go ahead and grab it. So, I mean, I just feel like maybe this is an invitation to OF, or maybe this is hey, this could be the desperate call of a woman who just got out of a relationship, realizes the time crunch is on. It's possible, okay? But if you're expecting me to believe that everything in that bio was pure and good and true, and and she's 41, never married, no kid, I just feel like this is somebody sitting here saying, "Look at this beautiful, piece of whatever happens to be that you can just pick right up." I mean, she's pretty much offering herself, but not offering herself at the same time in the bio by showing, "Oh, look at this poor pretty girl that just can't find a guy to take her out. Life must be tough." um, yeah, I think that if you go to if you, I almost want to swipe right just out of curiosity, just to see how the conversation would go. I'm interested in seeing how that would go. But as far as her, I don't totally buy it. I'm not really ready to call her out completely on it, but I don't think that it's. I don't. I definitely think there's more than meets the eye here.
All right. Well, you know what? That's going to do it for us for the night, Johnny. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. We'll be back Monday night with Ask Your Favorite Uncles, which is one of my favorite shows that we do. And hey, I appreciate everybody that watch us, that supports us, that has subscribed to us, that has followed us, that has liked our videos, that has reposted them on TikTok. I appreciate and love and respect all of you. We'll be back Monday night.
If you're new to this, please don't forget, like and subscribe, follow us. We got great advice, we got great tips, we got a really fun show on Mondays and Thursdays. And yeah, we're the uncles you never wanted.
You know, Johnny, I mess up all the time because I should be reminding everybody throughout the show to like our channels, subscribe to our channels, help us get that bag off of YouTube. I'm closer. Yeah, I'm halfway to the first level of monetization. Shout out to me. I'm so proud of me, dog. Yeah, it won't be long. We'll be able to start getting super chats and be able to open up the YouTube bag, man. I'm excited for that.
Definitely.
And then I'll get ad revenue eventually too. I'll hit that. I'll hit that watch time and that subscriber count and get ad revenue eventually. So we'll get there when we get there. But until then, catch us in the clips. We'll be in the shorts, and we'll be back Monday night. We out.
That's right, guys. Now remember, if you drink, don't drive, and if you drive, don't park, because accidents cause people. Good night. All right.
All right.
Yeah, Angel said I was echoing.